His mansion big as hell. Rick Ross mansion big as hell. This shit. Motherfucker got a damn near castle. Being
Rick
real.
Ross is trying to compete for the title of most over-the-top mansion with his new 109-room mega mansion. Rick Ross has made quite the name for himself as a rapper and a record exec. This career has earned him a sizable fortune of spaceship.
Like, look at that, man. That house big as hell. Like, oh my god, bro. And I saw a picture on what you call it on Instagram. That was by the pool. That pool big as hell. Like that pool looked like it gotta be, man, something. Cause yeah, I don't even know if somebody will stay in there. I ain't gonna lie. Like you could fit the whole family in there and still have plenty of rooms left. Not my family though. I got a big ass family. I think we can fill up that house no problem if it was all of us. If everybody I was related to went in there, yeah, I think we could fill that motherfucker up. No problem.
Though that futuristic vibe doesn't continue once you get back to the ground. It's much more of a classic mansion than these modern boxy homes it seems like every other celebrity is buying nowadays. From the ground, this looks like the ultimate rapper party pad. It's got a classical...
I don't even think he stayed up for real. I think he rented it out. I think he just be renting it out for shit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so for sure. I don't understand when people be saying I got a small family. No, I don't understand that. Cause like my great uncle, from him, like when my granny and all them, just between them, I think they had like 5 or 6 families right there. I mean, siblings and shit. They had like 5 or 6 siblings. No, 7 actually. The main ones, they had like 7 siblings. Yeah, like my granny brother. That's so it'll be my granny. That she had like 7 siblings. Then you got had her. She had like 4, right? My mama. Yeah, she had 4. And then you got mines. One of them already got 5 kids by herself. Then you got the my mama. She got 3. Then you got another one. He got like 4. Then you got the other one. He got 2. Then that's just on from my granny. Now if you go to my uncle, he got by 5 kids by himself. One of them got 1 kid. Another one got 1, and another one, the other one got probably like 4, 5 again, right there. Hey man, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they'll do. I figure it's cause they didn't have the internet. Cause in my head, when you go home, you bored as hell. You ain't got nothing to do but to have some sex. So hey, that's how I picture it. Hey man, that's the only way it makes sense to me. Like, cause ain't no way y'all was really out here having 11 kids. Y'all was bored as hell. Ain't no way. People was really out here having 11 kids. You had to be bored as hell to have that many. Yeah, and the thing, I didn't even finish going through the whole list of how many kids they got. So, even with that, I think I named probably about 10, 15. 10, 15, around there. Yeah. I don't know if they knew what a condo was either.
Style, a particularly
Like, look at this goddamn pool. This pool big as hell. With 2 diving boards. Like, that's a big ass pool. I'm with y'all. I don't think. Well, no, I say 2, 3 at the most. I wouldn't want no 10 kids or nothing like that. I'm not one of them people. Hell no. Because that just seemed like aggravation at that point. Or you Nick Cannon and you got a breeding fetish or something. Because there ain't no way you just not wearing condoms at that point in time.
ostentatious pool and the kind of design that just screams decadence. Can't you just see a music video filmed in front of that pool? I'm sure we'll see more than a few for as long as he still has the keys. When I talk about how decadent the size of this house is, I'm not really sure you understand. It sprawls out over an unbelievable 45,000 square feet. To put that in perspective, a standard football field is a little over 57,000 square feet. So if you ran from one end of this property all the way to the other, you've made it most of the way to a touchdown. Once inside, the house is just as ostentatious. There are 109 rooms and 12 of them are bedrooms. It has a dining room that will seat almost as many people. It will reportedly seat well over 100. Those dinner parties have no option but to be next level. I mean, just look at those staircases he's standing in front of. He's literally standing in front of a series of white marble columns. It's basically like he bought the nicest mansion ancient Greece has to offer. Even the railing is...
There you go. He said ancient Greece. That was for you right there.
Super fancy. This is a home that does not play around over a single square inch of potential excellence. Just to make that clear, let's dive right into the pool. The pool isn't just one of those little lap pools most people get either. You see,
they doing some wild things in the house.
Around 10,000 gallons of water. Ross's new pool absolutely destroys that. It is over 30 times as big. It holds 350,000 gallons.
Like, just, oh my God. That's some Olympic-sized pools or something.
This thing is bigger than a great deal of public pools. 10 people could swim in this thing without ever having to worry about bumping into each other. What's crazy about this house is that isn't even enough pool for it. The home also has an indoor pool. While we don't know exactly how many gallons this one has, it's almost certainly more in the lap pool arena than a pool big enough to house dolphins. There's no way you get 2 of those in a house. You really don't buy a home like this without a ton of super cool rich guy amenities. That's half the point of buying a football field-sized palace. This house
Man, Mike Tyson said the reason why he got rid of one of his houses is because the yard used to cost like $20,000 to maintain for just the yard. So I can imagine what the fuck the water bill look like here. Like, what the fuck? If it's me, all this shit right there, if it's me, all that shit getting grown out, I ain't touching none of that. I don't care. Like, God damn.
Really has got it all. As far as truly ridiculous amenities go, this home has the thing every over-the-top home has to have. That would be an indoor bowling alley. Nothing is as needless and decadent as having a whole bowling alley at your disposal 24/7 that you might never even use. Then there's the enormous home theater as well. This probably made for the perfect screening room for the movie they eventually filmed there. You expect Rick Ross to film music videos in a house like this, but what about a full-length feature from Hollywood? Well, this house was selected for a movie which allowed us a closer look at Ross's incredible new pad. For the 2000...
I don't know. I feel like, well, yeah, I can understand what you're saying, yeah. Because you get the status symbol of saying, oh, I own a yacht and all that. And it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper than actually trying to maintain it, probably. Ain't gonna lie. Because I wonder how much that shit even cost even to build. I knew that house had to be yeah, that too. Travel. This
2018
is
remake
ridiculous.
of the 1972 classic film Superfly, the filmmaker known as Director X chose Ross's house as the ideal spot for his passion project. Ross's home was outfitted as the main base for...
Oh, did you see the Mr. Beast video where they went from the cheapest shot to the most expensive one? That shit get ridiculous. I was about to say, you don't want to get too close. They go throw a spear at your ass. They might try to eat you too.
Known as the Snow Patrol. No, not that Snow Patrol. The movie gave us a great look at the home with dramatic sweeping shots across the epic staircases, the immaculate marble floors, and the regal Greek columns that go across the walls. Its cold white color scheme and epic backgrounds truly magnified the ice-cold nature of the gang. You try and tell me this room isn't the perfect place to have a big bad guy meeting. It truly is the ultimate bad guy gangster pad. Eat your heart out, man.
I was about to say the cheapest one went to sinking, ain't it? That was sunk into the water. And it is never to return. It sunk into the water.
Mansion from Scarface. For this kind of production, the team had to rush to get all of Ross's stuff out and the Snow Patrol stuff in. They said all of their work had to be completed within 3 days. 1 day to move in, 1 day to shoot, and 1 day to move out. They claim it could be a record. Of course, they may not have used the home if they'd known it was low-key cursed. You gotta blame the location scout for not doing his homework on what this home did to one of America's greatest boxers. Maybe then the movie wouldn't have flopped so hard at the box office. Owning a house this enormous isn't always a good thing. While the home initially screams wealth and decadence, once that wealth starts to dry up, it starts screaming unimaginable debt
it's shaking
instead.
now.
Just ask the former owner, Evander Holyfield. Holyfield used to be one of the most famous boxers in America. At his peak, he was much richer than Rick Ross. He used to be worth upwards of $200 million. Now, though, he was actually forced to sell this house to the bank. He got $7.5 million for it, but it immediately went to auction with the price of around $8.2 million. While we don't know exactly how much Rick Ross paid for it, I'd bet it was somewhere between 8 and 10 mil. So what exactly happened? Well, the cost of keeping this house running is about as much as it's worth just after a few years. It reportedly takes $1 million annually to keep this place up. 17
Man, what?
grand of that came from the electricity bills alone. So without a doubt, this house ran Holyfield. So without a bills
70.
alone.
God damn.
So without a doubt, this house ran Holyfield right into the poorhouse. Well, by celebrity standards anyway. He still got over $1 million, but that's crumbs compared to the fortune he used to have. That's gotta hurt more than stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson. And for Evander Holyfield and his ears especially, that's saying something. Is Ross doomed to the same fate once his bank account starts dropping? Almost certainly yes. I mean, just look at the size of this thing. You might
imagine, bro, you have to constantly be working to afford that house. Why do you want something that like that? You have to constantly be working. Like, that just seemed like too much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you have to constantly be making at least, I say, for you to keep a lifestyle, $2 million a year. I mean, he probably can make it work, but god damn,
As well just
that's
name it the
crazy.
bankruptcy manor. Honestly, though, this kind of thing is just part of Ross's insane lifestyle. He has admitted to being fascinated by houses for his entire life. He even hinted that this obsession was what led him to the kind of success he has had today. When he was a young man living in Atlanta, Georgia, he and his friends would frequently stop and check out some of the
Yeah, if you play it right, but I think Rick Ross playing it right, so he probably can afford it for the rest of his life with no problem. But like a younger person that don't really know nothing about no money, oh yeah, boy, they like what you call it? Like we'll just talk about Mayweather. If Mayweather bought that, that's just another extra bill that he got to keep making money for. Like he probably don't even get to keep none of his money for real. I want to know what his bank account look like on a daily, cause it probably go up to $5 million and then drop back down to 500,000 or something like that. I can imagine how he be spending money.
nicest homes in the area. They would then sit in their cars and dream about what that kind of life would be like. Well, not only did he find out, he never actually stopped looking at houses. This hobby ended up costing him millions. While he has a vast real estate portfolio that includes several multi-million-dollar homes, he evidently purchased one home just for the long-time hobby. Ross admitted that he literally bought a home he thought was cool just so that he could drive by it every day and know that it was his. That's pretty sweet, actually, but
Boy, that's the most richest shit somebody ever said that I've heard. He said I bought a house just to look at it. That's wild.
how much does a hobby like that cost? Well, he said that he dropped over $1 million just to pick this mystery home up. There
He
have
bought a
got
house
to be
just to
cheaper
look.
hobbies a massively successful hip hop artist can come up with. Am I right? I don't know about you.